During a visit to today's Zaman on Friday to show solidarity with the newspaper's struggle for media freedoms, the European Parliament's Alliance of Liberals and Democrats for Europe Party, ALDE Party, President Sir Graham Watson urged Turkey to restore the rule of law with its new government. In an interview with today's Zaman following his visit, Watson, who believes that in the June 7 elections, Turkish people gave a clear message in favor of democracy, voiced his hopes for the establishment of a reform government to return the country to the path of democratization. While stating that the Justice and Development Party, ALDE Party, is still strong, Watson said that he hopes there is a chance of a reform coalition in which opposition parties come together and build a government determined to set straight the relationship between the legislative, executive, and judicial arms of government. However, as a long-time observer of Turkey, Watson said that he thought a coalition between the ALDE Party and the Republican People's Party, CHP, or the Nationalist Movement Party, MHP, as the most likely outcome. For the liberal politician, who has served in the European Parliament for years, the message of Turkish people in the election was clear, since people wanted a modern, open, tolerant, democratic state based on the rule of law. Although still worried about the freedom of the media in a number of European countries including Turkey, Watson said that he felt more optimistic after June 7. "I see that with the result of the Kurdish party, the ALDE Party lost its overall majority," he added. In fairness to the ALDE Party, Watson praised the reforms that it made during the 13-year period of single-party government, especially during its first terms. "I look with admiration at the tremendous progress the ALDE Party has made in social policy, and I am not surprised that retains for them the support of a portion of the electorate, but the people they lost are the people with concerns about democratic freedoms, the rule of law and freedom of media and assembly, particularly after the Gezi Park protests," Watson said. According to him, the election results reveal that the majority of the population will not tolerate an elected government interfering with the rule of law or freedom of speech. Shocked to see Turkish Airlines discrimination against today's Zaman. Still concerned about pressure on media in Turkey, Watson talked about a personal experience on the way to Istanbul. Flying with Turkish Airlines, Watson's asked if he could read today's Zaman, but since it is excluded from planes due to political pressure, the response was negative. "I was shocked when, coming to Istanbul yesterday, I was told that the plane had no copies of today's Zaman." "Why?" Watson asked, adding that the newspapers from the Zaman group are some of the biggest circulating newspapers in the country. "I made a fuss about it and I made sure that everybody heard," he said during the interview. When he received the same generic response from the steward, Watson said that he told the steward that I wanted him to make a complaint to the management on my behalf and to tell them they have a customer who is very unsatisfied. United Kingdom national Graham Watson has been known for his vocal support for freedom of expression and media in Turkey, especially following the crackdowns against the Zaman Daily and the Samanyolu Broadcasting Group, which took place on December 14, 2014. "I find it shocking and deeply depressing that we have a situation in which an executive of a TV station Hidayet Karaka is in prison. Someone Bülent Kens is threatened with 21 months in prison over a tweet which does not even mention the name of the person they are supposed to have insulted, and a respected editor Ekrem Dumanel is treated as nothing more than a criminal," Watson said, discussing just a few examples of the troubles that journalists are facing in Turkey. He also mentioned violations of the freedom of the media across Europe in countries such as Ukraine, Italy, Macedonia, and Hungary, while urging for a return to the basics of democracy. ALDE Party's downward change became clear on December 17 and 25. According to Watson, the priority of the new government in Turkey, just as for any government, should be the economy, since the Turkish economy is not in great shape at the moment. However, he underlined the importance of having a fully independent judiciary and freedom of speech, and a situation in which the government does not abuse its power by moving large numbers of police officers from one job to another. "Looking at Turkey from the outside, I see a country that made tremendous steps forward until 2011, and somehow the pressure for reform disappeared. We started to see arrogance, a dismissal of other ideas, and eventually corruption," Watson said. He further commented on his evaluation of Turkey's last decade and the transformation of the AK Party. The point when this became abundantly clear was December 17 and 25, 2013, and the government's reaction to these allegations, Watson stated, referring to the corruption investigations that were aborted by the AK Party. People within the AK Party should speak up. Given the people's clear demand for change, for Graham Watson, a lot depends on how other deputies within the AK Party will react. He argued that many within the party became worried by the direction the government was taking under President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, and now they will find the courage to speak up. Noting that he believes in individual responsibility, Watson urged Turkish politicians to put Turkey on the path of democracy, saying, "I believe now is the moment for those people to come forward." In response to a question about who exactly he is referring to, Watson said that the AK Party is a large political organization. It might be former President Abdullah Gül or Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu, or it might be others, Watson pointed out, while noting that an agreement to move the country forward is necessary, no matter who forms the new government. The ALDE president recalled the break from the Kemalist system in Turkey in 2002, describing the changes by the AK Party as a switch to an Islamo-Kemalist system. Cyprus could be the opportunity to revitalize relations with EU. When asked about Turkey's stalled relations with the European Union, Watson said that there is actually quite a big opportunity emerging around the issue of Cyprus. According to him, since the government in Athens has very little credibility in Brussels, it has very little ability to block progress over Cyprus. If the new government in Turkey is able to seize this opportunity, we could make a breakthrough, he said. For Watson, a solution to Cyprus could restart talks between the EU and Turkey, saying that such a possibility should not be underestimated. We have to maintain the freedom to investigate. Watson also said that the EU is aware of the arrested judges and prosecutors in Turkey, adding that he would have liked to see a stronger reaction from the EU. However, he states that the EU's foreign policy is already very weak and that leaders in Europe have an internal focus at the moment, dealing with the economy, Greece, and the issue of migrants, which need urgent solutions. As for the allegations by a number of arrested prosecutors that Turkey sent arms to Syria, Watson said that those issues have more relevance for NATO than the EU. Even if some of these allegations have substance, there will be a number of very serious questions to be asked, Watson said. For him, what is important is to keep channels of investigation open. People should make a note of those allegations and they will make their own inquiries, he said, adding that it could end up as a very serious matter.